This is the all-new Lexus RZ. It's been on sale in some other markets around the world, but it's just arrived here in Ireland. A full battery electric vehicle. Now, of course, Lexus is more famous for hybrids, and they were the first premium brand to bring a hybrid to market all those years ago. This is built on a shared platform with the likes of the Toyota BZ4X and also the Subaru Solterra, but with a lot of Lexus style and luxury on the inside. In this video, we're going to take a look around, inside and outside, and take it for a drive. The range in Ireland is very simple, so it's just offered in one trim level and as the 300e, which is front wheel drive. In some markets you can get the 450e, which is four-wheel drive. It has a 71.4 kilowatt hour battery, 64 kilowatt hour usable, so quite modest, and that's reflected in the range. So up to 475 kilometres, they say. But again, it depends on how you expect to use this vehicle. It is a Lexus after all, it's a luxury vehicle. It goes on sale priced from about €65,000. Again, it's that upper end of the market. And that's actually a similar price to the NX within the Lexus range. It's at about €63,000. It looks really sharp. It has that classic sharp Lexus styling that makes the brand so famous. An interpretation of the brand's spindle grille, which is quite famous as well and very distinct. You know this is a Lexus when you look at it. Some nice detail here. Slim LED lights, and they have an L-shaped DRL motif in those. This grille here at the bottom, there are flaps in that can close when cooling is not required of the battery. So that creates a very smooth front end, and it improves the aerodynamics and the efficiency, which is very important when you're driving an electric car. In length, this is somewhere between the NX and also the larger RX SUV. It's about 4.9 metres long, so it is a considerably sized car. Just one trim level for Ireland comes with the 18-inch alloy wheels and also rear privacy glass. This is where you charge it. This is the CCS port. So AC charging is up to 11 kilowatt and DC fast charging is up to 150 kilowatt. So that's a 5 to 80% charge in about 31 minutes. It's very cool and high tech. Lots of nice details like these little fins here in the rear spoiler. You've got this full width light bar and there's some fake air intakes here, but I do like the look of this. And you've got the RZ 300e spelt there. So let's check out the boot space. 522 litres. You get that powered tailgate as standard. You've got this nice flat low lip. There's a teeny bit of underfloor storage. You can also pop the charging cables in there and keep them neatly out of sight, which is all good. So it's a good big space. You've got this parcel shelves that you can take out and you can fold that and place it in underneath as well. So altogether, I think it's got the practicality box ticked as well as everything else. So what's it like inside? Well, it does feel really very spacious. It is built on a bespoke electric vehicle platform, the e-Tenga platform. So there's loads of legroom, a virtually flat floor as well. And headroom seems pretty decent as well. I have about that much extra. And that double glass roof comes as standard across the range, which is a nice touch. The quality in here is excellent. It's really nicely finished. Now that floor is on the high side, so you might have to snuggle down a bit to get super comfortable here in the back. It's just because the battery is under the floor of this car, but you do have amenities like pockets in the back of those seats. There's also vents, there's two USB-C ports and also a 12-volt socket. The armrest comes down as well. You've got cup holders, but no through loading, though these rear seats do split fold 60/40. The sister cars are the BZ4X and the Solterra, but just like the outside, the inside is completely different to those cars. Much nicer and much better resolved, I would say, just in how you sit in the car and how you interact with the controls. The quality is also excellent, the fit and finish. You get the soft opening and closing doors as well, which is a Lexus classic at this stage. Everything feels really good to the touch. Full leather upholstery as standard as well. Just one trim level in the Irish market. It's called the Executive. It comes very well equipped. These front seats are heated. They also have power adjustment and lumbar support. There's a heated steering wheel. There's wireless smartphone charging and a 10-speaker sound system. Lexus branded steering wheel that feels really good to the touch, and you look through the steering wheel here at a full digital driver display. You also have the big touchscreen here in the centre. There is a heavy reliance on the touch control, but it's well laid out. So things like the ventilation controls are always present at the bottom of the screen, which is really good. And you can move these dials to adjust things like the temperature. There's also voice control as well that responds to Hey Lexus. You have a rotary dial here to select forward and reverse. It feels really good, really tactile. Wireless smartphone charging, 2 USB-C ports, 2 cup holders. This is your electronic parking brake release. There's also some storage in here. Like its sister cars, it doesn't have a glove box, but you do have space under here to compensate. But altogether, I love the cabin of this RZ. Once you get in and close the door, it just feels so Lexus, really good quality, really comfortable and really solid. This is built on the E-Tenga platform, just like the BZ4X and also the Solterra. But of course, Lexus is a premium brand, so they have done stuff to this car to make it more sophisticated. For a start, there is more insulation, it has acoustic glass, it also has active sound control, so there are noise cancelling frequencies through the speakers to just give that really good refinement. And yes, it's worked because it's very quiet here in the cabin, much quieter than the BZ4X, I would say. It's only at very high speeds on the motorway that you do get that touch of road noise. Otherwise, it's really very serene here in the cabin. It also has a wider track at the rear to improve the handling, and it is a really nicely handling car. So flat and balanced through bends. It's actually a little bit fun to drive as well. You've got nice accurate steering. There is a little bit of lean in corners because of the weight, but overall it just feels really solid and secure on the road. It's also very comfortable. It's not too stiff. It can be a bit bumpy on uneven surfaces on rural roads, for instance, but that long distance cruising comfort on the motorway is really, really good. So there is that premium edge to how this performs on the road. The front wheel drive version, the 300e, is the most efficient of the range. 204 horsepower, 266 newton meters of torque, and 0 to 100 8 seconds. So it's plenty quick. It won't shove you back into your seat every time you touch the accelerator, but it's absolutely fine. You also have a few different drive modes like normal, sport, eco, range that goes that little bit further to maximize your battery range, and also a custom mode where you can fine-tune things a little bit more. And there's also a little bit of artificial noise when you put your foot down as well, and you can turn that off if you're not so keen on it, but it's actually quite nice. It's quite nicely tuned for this car. There is regenerative braking, and there are paddles behind the steering wheel to adjust that. You get 4 different strengths of regenerative braking. A heat pump is also included as standard, so that just makes the heating of the cabin more efficient, so a very handy piece of kit to have. The official consumption figure for this is 15.1 kilowatt hours per 100 kilometers. Now my average is about 19.5, and I'm doing this test in February. The weather is between about 10 and 12 degrees, a bit of spring sunshine, so I think it's doing pretty well. Now, it is quite a modest battery when you look at the usable capacity, 64 kilowatt hour. If you do the maths on my efficiency figure, that would look at a real world range of 328 kilometers. So that'll be enough for lots of people. There's plenty of driving in that. You also have the fast charging capability. But if you are spending a lot of time out on the motorway, maybe you would look at something with a larger battery and quicker charging. But always check the efficiency of the vehicle as well, because that will determine how much time you do spend charging your car as well. It's always worth considering. There's also a really good warranty on this battery. So if you get it serviced with a Lexus dealer, the warranty is up to 10 years or 1 million kilometers. And Lexus also guarantee that the battery will retain at least 70% of its capacity after 10 years as well. So there's a lot of things to consider here, but it depends on your circumstances whether that's enough range or just not enough. But it's a really nice car. There's so much to like about this, the way it behaves on the road. It's that solid, secure feel. It's nice to drive, the way you sit in the car, the way you interact with the controls, the refinement, the comfort. So that's all from the cabin of the new Lexus RZ. You can read more over on changinglanes.ie. I'll let you link in the description below the video. So thanks for watching, and I'll see you soon.